Hi guys, welcome to So Jannelle. I'm your host Jannelle, so bringing you stories of immigration and representation, and I'm so excited to introduce you today to a talent that I first met. I first met him 2012. He was playing the role of supportive brother to his sister, who at the time was representing Filipinos in The Voice, and he has since risen to fame and has performed on world stages, has collaborated with big names. Troy Laureta is joining us on So Jannelle. How are you?
Good, how are you? Thank you for having me.
Thank you for making time for us. I know you're very busy.
A pleasure.
So, I know you've been on big stages, but let's start small. Let's start from the very beginning. What was it like growing up in Hawaii? And when did you first realize that you wanted to be in music, you wanted to do music?
Yeah, growing up in Hawaii was the best. It's like just a tight-knit community. It reminds me very much of the Philippines. We're all very supportive of each other. We all pretty much know each other. And I love living in Hawaii. It was a very diverse group of, a diverse community. And I was able to be exposed to a lot of music. And I think that I realized I was into music when I was about 6 years old.
Yes, very early. No?
Yeah.
What got you hooked on it? What did you like about it?
I don't know. I was like being babysat by my tita, and she had like an upright piano that I always gravitated to because I was just bored. Like she would turn on the TV, or my cousins would want to play or whatever, but I just wanted to, sit at the piano and just tinkle on it.
And so what was that like growing up in Hawaii as a Filipino in a Filipino household? How did that influence your musical taste and the way you view music?
It definitely influenced my musical taste, and because I love ballads and love songs.
Got it.
I used to watch TFC with my mom, so that's all I heard, all I saw was like dramatic music, and that's how I kind of approached it. I'm very cinematic and dramatic when it comes to my music. I love like the strings and the big belts and the big sounds. Like I'm a huge fan of like the divas like Whitney Houston and David Foster and Celine Dion. So and obviously Regine Velasquez. So all my music is very hugot and very emotional.
Hugot! I love that! And I love that it came from you. You speak Tagalog.
Yeah, I do. Oo naman.
Oo naman. O sige, Tagalogin natin. But you've worked with such icons like you mentioned earlier, David Foster, Ariana Grande, Andrea Bocelli. What has it been like to stand behind these superstars and help bring their music to life?
An honor, very surreal. I'm from Hawaii and I'm Filipino, so being able to see that type of lifestyle back in the day was such a far-fetched thing for me. I never thought that I would work with all these amazing singers, and when I got to, it was I had to pinch myself a couple of times. It never gets old. Even to this day, I worked with a lot of great singers, but whenever I meet either a great artist or someone that I looked up to, it really gets me super kilig.
Right.
Yeah.
And then how do you study? Of course, obviously you study their style.
Yeah.
How do you blend it with yours? Because as a musical arranger, musical director, you get to have that authority that artists also listen to you because it's a collaboration. How much do you push their boundaries?
I try to push it a lot. I would call it more, not necessarily authority, but more trust when it comes to a musical director and an artist. And I always, believe that the mark of a good musical director is someone that helps an artist make their vision come true. Every MD has their own personal style, but our main goal is to make sure that the artist's vision and their music, maintains its artistic integrity, and we just kind of add to it. We bring it to life. That's a good way to put it. We bring it to life, but we also just uplift what's already there.
So when you do that, and I've seen you perform and I've seen you play, you're so enthralling to watch. Because you mentioned earlier, you get lost in it as well because it's very cinematic, it's very dramatic. And so when you do that and you get lost, what's going on in your head?
When I'm truly in it, I think that a lot of people will be surprised, and I've said it before, is that I think of very sad stuff. I think that's probably why performance is very dramatic, and the way I play is super dramatic because my inner thoughts are darker than people would probably expect.
Right.
It could be like the most beautiful, inspiring song, and I'm thinking about, the state of the world.
Oh no!
Or like someone in my family like passing on.
Right.
But I feel like that, I just call it beautiful pain. I've always been like that since I was a kid. Every time I play something, I would always draw what would be perceived as more darker because I would be crying or be sad. But that's, for me, what brings out the passion. So
Yes.
yeah, really sad stuff, really dark stuff. It's really weird.
I love that beautiful pain.
Mhm.
I should be listening to your music more then. But you also have your Filipino stars, obviously. Just recently, you've collaborated with Morissette, whom I love. Her
love
voice is
her.
just amazing. You're going to be collaborating with Sofronio
Yes.
for his concert,
Yes.
right? And speaking of Sofronio, of course, Sofronio is the first Asian male The Voice.
Versus Filipino.
Yes,
too.
and also first Filipino.
Winner.
Yes, he is a trailblazer, much like Troy Laureta.
And Bisaya.
And Bisaya also, yes,
Like me.
correct. And we had a conversation with him also not too long ago. We'll bring that back for you in just a little while. But how do Filipino talents compare to these big international artists?
Oh, I've always been a proponent of Filipino talent. I've always said that Filipino talent is just as epic, just as legendary as these amazing legends that I've worked with. And, being able to work with Filipino artists in terms of on an artistic level, I always like to put everyone on the same, the same level. I never think that just because someone is from somewhere, they're bigger, better.
Yeah.
But I will say, when it comes to, because music is so personal, if you want to compare my experiences with Filipinos versus foreigners, it hits a little different because I'm Filipino. So innately, there's like a story that I understand, a language that I understand. So when I see artists sing or render their songs or even see them hustling, there's a different type of empathetic feelings that I have towards Filipino artists.
Plus also the connection, right? The cultural nuance.
All of that.
And then I know in between takes or in between work
We're
stuff,
laughing, we're chica.
or eating.
You know that.
We're gonna be talking a lot more to Troy Laureta when we return on the show. Don't go away.